Hi everyone, Rick from the Yards and Olivia. Today we're going to be continuing our series on instant tennis. We'll be looking at the stroke that starts every point when you're playing a game, which is the serve. So basically, if I'm playing in a game, the serving, I'll start back here, and the motion itself is very simple. It's very similar to as if you can see a throwing motion. The arm has to move nice and easy, and then you have to coordinate with the ball toss how to get everything working together and have a smooth motion. So we're going to break it down into small steps so you can kind of understand a little bit better how to make the stroke a little bit better, and then we'll go from there. So let's say if Olivia and I are, so she's standing behind the baseline, first thing to look at is how to stand. So you basically want to put both feet apart, about shoulder width apart, and you have your toes pointing out to the side, but you want your left foot to always be turned slightly towards the court, about 45 degrees. And the main thing to look at is if you were to draw a line from toe to toe, the line should be pretty much going in the direction where you're trying to serve. So if I draw a line like this from toe to toe, that line should be kind of heading in the area of the court I'm trying to aim. Okay? The next thing would be the grip. So if you hold your racket up in front of you and pretending that if there was a wall here and I say, okay, come tap the wall with the edge of your racket. That would be known as a continental grip. Some people use the word it's a hammer grip, but that's basically where you want your grip to be. So if you hold your racket up high in front of you and go as high as you can reach, now first thing you want to learn is turning your racket from right to left. So you pronate your arm so the racket turns towards the ball. And then the next thing, just start with your racket on your shoulder. Now if you were to reach up on edge, you would see you would probably miss the ball like that, or you put spin on it. So you part your racket on your shoulder and you go up, and the racket will turn. Okay? The next thing would be, now you have to learn how to swing from the ground up. So the weight starts with on your right side. Put your weight on your right foot, put your right foot down. Okay, now put your racket on the shoulder. And now from here, if I push off from here, up, and then I reach up. So by the time you make contact with the ball, you want your arm and racket to form a straight line. So from here all the way down to the shoulder, to the heel, that would be a straight line going down. Okay? So that's what we call the weight transfer. And this eventually is where everyone will look different. Some of you will bend your knees more. This is how you learn to go from the ground up to reach up and hit the ball. Okay? Now, from here, let's walk up to the net. And the first exercise we're going to do is everything will be done up close, because if you're a beginner, the one thing you don't want to think about so much is where's the ball going. You want to focus on what you're doing technique-wise. So my first exercise would be I start with my racket on my shoulder, and as soon as I make contact with the ball, I want everything to stop. All I want to do is make contact and check to see if I have this straight line between my racket and my arm. So go ahead, Olivia, why don't you try that? So you start on your shoulder, and you reach up and stop. That's it. You do it again. And very good. Okay, now the next thing would be, once you've made contact with the ball, now we're going to add the follow. So watch my racket. So let's try to do it together without a ball. So if we reach up, stop here. Okay, now from here, the racket will turn, and it goes past your left leg. Okay, what you don't want to do up here is do anything with your wrist. Don't break your wrist, just let your wrist turn and go across your body. So watch with the ball, so I reach up easy, and then I turn it, and I follow to at the end. On the shoulder. Very good. Okay, now from there, now we can add the backswing. So at first, we still want to think a little bit about the movement. So if we start with our racket pointing forward towards the net, and again we keep this foot flat on the ground, right? You keep your right foot flat down. You take your racket, you swing, you let it drop like a pendulum, and let it go to your shoulder, all the way behind your head. Okay, and as you do this, you want to focus on keeping the lower body very balanced. So my weight stays on the right side until the racket gets here. Now once you get here, this is what we call a broken serve. Then you repeat the last exercise. So I do my swing first, I pause on my shoulder, I don't move, and then I add the follow. Try that, Olivia. Start on your shoulder, now toss afterward, and now follow all the way. That's it. Okay, and then the final stage would be, how do we get the rhythm? How do we put everything in one motion? So, again, it's very important you understand that staying balanced is very important. All we're really working on now is getting the arms to move together. So you start like this. You put your hands in front of you, the ball in the racket. Now where you put the ball doesn't really matter, but you want to stay relaxed here. And you make your arms go down together, up together, without tossing the ball. So all I do is move my arms down together, up together, and then you create this motion here. Again, here the emphasis is keep that right foot flat on the ground. Okay, one more time. So our arms go down together, up together, and it will stop. The next thing would be, now let's practice the ball toss. So I'm going to do the same motion, release the ball, and just catch it. And if the ball comes back in your hand and you're still in the same position, that's a good sign. That means your body, everything was in the right place for you to go up and hit the ball. Okay? And then so try that one time. Just keep your right foot down and toss it. Catch. Yeah, let the racket go all the way to your shoulder. Okay, then the final step, once you can do this one, now you pretend like you're going to catch. Instead of catching the ball, you just keep the arm moving. And that will give you the full serve. Very good. Olivia has more power than I do. All right, everybody, so those are easy, it's a basic serve, but they're just the steps that you can practice just to learn how to do the whole motion. And once you're comfortable with that, as you practice, you can work your way back towards the baseline, and then you'll have a lot more success with the serve itself. All right, everyone, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.